Hello class, and welcome to Biology 151, or more commonly known as the Biology of Pokémon. Yes, today we are having a science lesson, specifically biology in Pokémon. Just because there are lizards that shoot fire out of their mouths doesn't mean all Pokémon is science fiction. In reality, there are a few biological concepts that are present in the games that are scientifically sound. Today, I'm going to be discussing one of those concepts and its accuracy. I'm actually putting my biology degree to work. So class, let's begin. Oh my god, I just caught a Mantike. I'm so excited. I love Mantine. How do I evolve it? What? I need a Remoraid in my party? Why though? Why does this one Pokemon allow my other Pokemon to evolve? What's their relationship? Well, this is something that is seen a lot in nature. Clearly not the evolving immediately thanks to another organism thing, but the depending on another organism to get something out of it. This is what we call a symbiosis. A symbiosis refers to a close and long-term interaction between two or more different biological species. And there are 7 recognized types of symbiotic relationships. We have commensalism, mutualism, parasitism, competition, predation, amensalism, and neutralism. Commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism are considered the big 3, and today we are learning about mutualisms. So class, let's begin. A mutualism describes the ecological interaction between 2 or more species where each species has a net benefit. So a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type situation. There are actually a fair amount of symbiotic relationships present in the Pokemon games, some of them even based on real-life symbiosis. I'll get right into it with what I brought up in the introduction. To evolve your Mantike into a Mantine, all you need to have is a Remoraid in your party and level up your Mantike, which makes sense since the official artwork for Mantine has a Remoraid under its fin, and up until Gen 3 had a Remoraid as part of Mantine's official sprite. Odd how they didn't include that in Gen 4 where Mantike was introduced, but I digress. This is where it kinda hits right on the nose. But this relationship is based on a mutualism between manta rays and a fish called Remora. Yeah, definitely not trying to hide that one. Through this relationship, both animals benefit, hence being a mutualism. The Remora gets free food from scraps the ray doesn't eat, as well as eating the parasites living on the ray. This cleaning is what the ray gets out of the deal, benefiting its hygiene, which improves its general health. Remoras do get a bit more out of this deal though. Using a modified dorsal fin, they attach to the pectoral fins of the ray, and they get free transportation so they don't have to overexert themselves. Hence why the Mantine sprite having Remoraid beneath the fin makes sense. Also in general, the Remora get protection from other predators thanks to the ray. Another fine example of mutualisms in Pokemon are Diglett and Dunsparce. These 2 Pokemon have been seen to share tunnel systems they have made, and with Diglett being a mole and Dunsparce being the land snake Pokemon, that makes sense. In the wild, snakes have been seen to use the entrances of burrows as a shelter or home, and because they're chilling at the front, they are a deterrence and protection for the burrowing animal from predators. Number 15, snake in a burrow entrance. The last thing you want to see when you're trying to get your burrowing prey is a snake chilling at the front of the hole. Now the next couple are references to real-life mutualisms, though it is technically not too full-on Pokemon. We'll start with Skeledirge, and this little firebird on its nose. Now, though this little bird is not an actual Pokemon, it is a reference to the Nile crocodile and the Egyptian plover. These 2 species have a similar relationship to the rays and Remora. The plover gets free food out of the crocodile's mouth, while the crocodile gets a free dental cleaning, reducing risks of infection. Then we have Corsola, which we have 2 regional forms of, Jetonian and Galarian. What's one of the big differences between these 2? Galarian Corsola lost all of its pretty color. But why is this? So, this is something I could really go on and on about, mainly because I worked hands-on with coral conservation for 2 years. But I don't want to bore you with my coral facts, so I'll make it quick. Anyway, coral has a mutualistic relationship with an algae called zooxanthellae. This algae lives in the coral, gaining a protected environment to thrive in, and corals receive nutrients from this algae when they photosynthesize. Zooxanthellae is also responsible for giving corals their gorgeous colors. So now let's look at the two corsolas. The one in Johto is thriving, a beautiful pink color indicating healthy environment and healthy zooxanthellae. Then you have Galarian Corsola, stark white. Well, this is a clear example of coral bleaching. Corals are extremely sensitive to many different factors. They thrive best in a perfect equilibrium. If this equilibrium is broken, corals will expel the zooxanthellae, which makes them lose their main source of food and their color, and eventually they die. Hence why Galarian Corsola has the ghost typing. Please protect our reefs. There are some more mutualistic relationships in Pokémon that I couldn't really determine a real-life counterpart. For example, Flygon and Crocodile are oftentimes seen hunting together. Flygon creates a sandstorm to corner and contain the prey, while Crocodile takes down the prey, both benefiting from a good hunt. This is a common mutualism seen in nature, not by just one specific pair of animals though. Coyotes and badgers, coral groupers and moray eels, and honey guides and humans are just a few examples of this. Mutualisms are a wonderful relationship. It's a win-win situation, but it's only one type of symbiotic relationship. But don't worry, we'll get into the rest of them in different lectures. For now, that concludes class for the day. Thank you so much for coming to learn about mutualisms with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and comment what topic you want to see next. If you don't want to miss a lecture, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified anytime I post. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, class dismissed.